G'day tankers, Chop here, your average tanker, back with another average tanker reaction to the roadmap highlights of that was just released. Now I know I'm a bit late to the party. The reason for that is I've just moved out of our rental as the owners wanted to move back in. So I'm currently living with my in-laws in a two-bedroom apartment with my two kids and wife. So it's a bit cramped at the moment and very hard to get time alone to do these videos. But I digress. Let's get into this average tanker reaction. I've skipped the first minute of old mate blabbering on, so we'll see how we go.
Hello, I'm glad we're together again. 2023 saw the introduction of the first random events, such as Zeppelin and Train on Himmelsdorf. They made the game even more spectacular,
Yeah,
and
spectacular.
added depth to the gameplay. And
They
judging by your
did.
comments,
Now I don't know about you, but I have the have the random events enabled, but I very rarely get to play them. They never happen on my maps. Maybe it's because the Asian server has a tendency of having fast-paced games, and the games are over before these random events are activated. But yeah, they hardly ever get them in my games. How about you? Let me know in the comments below.
you enjoyed them. That's why the list of random events will be significantly expanded.
I do enjoy them, but I do enjoy the random events when they actually happen. But yeah, never happens to me. Hardly ever happens.
This year.
We plan to add new scenarios for 6 maps:
6 maps? Cool.
Cliff, Karelia, Pilsen, Redshire, Siegfried Line, and Malinovka. For example, on Siegfried Line, planes will bomb the town. This will affect the overall state of cover. On Malinovka,
If you ask me, Siegfried Line needs more field cover. So I think they should add another random event. So like Himmelsdorf, I think they got 2 random events, one the Zeppelins, one the train. Why don't they do that in Siegfried Line? Just to open that field up, because it's Killfest out in that open field, right?
a plane crashes into the hill, hitting the windmill and creating new defensive and offensive opportunities. As you have seen so far,
I like this. I hate getting stuck up here in this hill. I hate it. I hate fighting on it. I just hate it. Heavies, you just have to go there. You're just kind of stuck in that narrow corridor that where you have to go with the heavies. But this random event is actually good. I think.
events will have an impact on battle conditions and create new tactical opportunities, even on maps you've learned like the back of your hand.
Recommissions continue the idea of random events, making the game environment more interactive. We don't just want to test maps, but also the way players interact with them.
The interactive environment in recon mission launches will allow players to interact.
So we've covered this before in a previous video, the 2024 video last year. But my question still states: if you're right next to this tank that blows up, do you take a lot of damage or whatnot? Or any of these tanks? I mean, it blows. This next one, you watch.
Interact with various elements of the map more actively. You'll be able to
like
affect
that
game
tank did
objects more and adapt the environment to
Watch.
your
See,
liking.
it blew this tank up. Boom! It blows all that stuff there. If you're next to it, can you get friendly fire? That's my concerns about that mechanic. Like the mechanic, but how they implement it will affect the game, I think. Imagine sitting next to it and your teammate shoots the tank. Thanks, teammate.
In 2024, you can expect continuous development to your beloved arcade cabinet. There'll be familiar night battles with modified view range and concealment parameters.
I do like the idea of night battles. I think they've toyed with it before. I've never played with it. It's going to promote close quarter combat, I think. It's going to be heavy centric and really cut down on the TDs in the game.
You can count on experiencing an overwhelming display of fire, featuring
This
the
game mode's
excitement
been out
and
before.
chaos of multi-barrel
Haven't played it
and
myself, but
salvo-firing
looks fun.
tanks in aptly named Overwhelming Fire.
What do you get out of it? I don't know.
You can look forward to more lighthearted festive fun in the Winter Arcade at the end.
I think I played like 2-3 games of the snowball event. It was shit. Hated it.
End of the year. Of course, there will be new things you haven't seen before. We're currently researching different approaches to map design to make something very unusual and very arcade-like. We believe this work will allow us to bring you a fun game.
So all the content creators are saying this is like a tank version of Up. Was it Up? Up something? Anyway, I've never played that game. Looks like something I'll play a couple of times, but probably won't get into it that much.
Experience and see tank gameplay in a new light.
I mean, it'd be good for some light-hearted fun, right? You're not blowing up people all the time, you're just navigating the course.
Many people enjoy farming in Frontline, and so do I. Now we've made it even more interesting with the dynamic scenario system. Each scenario has a set of rules that can change the course of the battle.
I think they've covered this before, but not a fan of Frontline. People say it's a farming and you get good credits. For the time invested, I don't see it being a good... I don't get that many credits for the time a game takes, but I could see why people play it if they're getting lots and lots of credits, but I, for one, seem to have a skill issue on that one. I get farmed and not farming.
One of the 3 scenarios is assigned
Probably because I'm not used to the maps too.
at the start of the battle. All of them affect combat.
So 3 modes, standard battle, yeah, so operational support and Twist of Fate. I think Twist of Fate's already in. Maybe it's already... I think all these changes are in. I don't know. Operational support, a scenario with reduced cooldown combat reserves. I know Twist of Fate, I've seen this in... Let's have a quick gander. What do we got from mine? That's not it. Where is it? Yeah. Is it in? No. Is it in or not? Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's already in. So they released this... So Frontline started February 19th. And they released this video 2 days ago. So telling you about something that's already happened.
In a different way. Standard battle means the usual Frontline rules, where combat reserves have their standard cooldown time. The operational support scenario accelerates the cooldown time for all combat reserves. This means more dynamic battles and more abilities being used. Finally, the Twist of Fate scenario allows you to pick one of 2 random reserves when you reach certain ranks. It adds an element of surprise and lets you create unexpected reserve combinations. We hope...
I don't like it because if you select a certain thing, like I want mines, or if I want mines, Twist of Fate, you don't have mines. It's a Twist of Fate. You get it, whatever. So I'm not a fan of Twist of Fate at all. Reduced cooldowns, always in favor of reduced cooldowns.
Hope the scenario system adds some zest to every battle you play.
Modes and events are just part of this year's content, but that's not all. 2 new tech tree branches are coming soon. Polish tank destroyers for close combat and Czechoslovakian light tanks with autocannons.
The Polish tank destroyers not only share a visual and tactical resemblance to the Object 268 branch, but also embody the delicate balance between armor and mobility, coupled with formidable firepower. However, some distinctive features set them apart, such as a novel mechanic. The deep rifling of their guns is tailored for a specific shell type. The closer you are to the enemy, the higher...
I might do some investigation into deep rifling guns, actually. Do it in another video.
Damage. At a distance of up to 50 meters, the gun will cause maximum damage. As the distance increases, the damage...
I like this mechanic, but I think they've gone too far on this tank line. But I think all TDs should have this mechanic. The further you away, the less damage you do. I don't mean you should do like a quarter of the damage at 500 meters. I think maybe 70 or 70% of the damage at 500 meters you do. Yeah, I think that's a good mechanic to have in the game, because TDs sit at the back and you can't even see them. They're outside your view range. You get spotted by somebody else and you get walloped for like 700. It's not fun. You can't even see the tanks. So a little bit less damage makes the games last longer. Just Chopper's point of view.
Progressively diminishes. While these new tank destroyers may lack effectiveness in long-range engagements, they become truly devastating in close combat. The branch begins with the 25 TP and includes 6 vehicles that gradually unveil the unique attributes and strengths of the new assault vehicle.
Now, on the Asia server at least, my experience with T95, this is kind of like what they're saying. It's the T95, got good armor, good pen, good, a bit slow moving, but I digress. Close quarter combat. T95 is great when you're trying to you push in a line, you bounce in all these shots. People are panicking because you're coming straight for them. Same kind of concept with these tanks, but my experience in the Asia server lately, since I've returned, is the T95 players have been so timid that they will not advance and they just try and sit back and snipe. So I think they'll still do the same thing with these tanks. They'll sit back and snipe. You will get some people pushing with the main force, but that's my prediction for the Asia server at least. Unsure about the EU or NA servers and the game styles and that, but that's Chopper's prediction for the Polish TDs.
I'd love to tell you more about Czechoslovakia.
So it'll be pain in the ass because you'll have people right at the back in these Polish tank destroyers going pew 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 pew, getting you like 200 damage, 200 damage, 200 damage. Pain in the ass if you're on the team of that happening. That's great if you're on the other side.
Slovakian light tanks, but they're currently under active development. All I can say is that they will be armed with guns with an automatic firing mode. They should definitely...
Hence why they want to bring out the arcade. They want to try and refine that mechanic a little bit more, I think.
offer something unusual.
And what a way to do it is to test with us jumps.
Some tanks have been in the game for many years, and we haven't forgotten about them. The balance department is constantly working to improve the game's quality, and they have 2 rebalances for you this year. Now, we can tell you about the first one, which is coming this spring.
The upcoming rebalance will bring changes to 4 Tier 10 vehicles and their branches. The Super Conqueror has been highly effective and hard to counter for a long time. We will keep its strengths.
Not going to lie, I watched the other content creators on these tank rebalances and their thoughts, and I reflect some of their concerns and some of their beliefs.
Planned changes will make it easier to play against.
But that one there, I think the Coppola is going to get nerfed a bit, which is good because hold down Super Conks can be a pain in the ass.
The Contra Car 03 Minotauro is as difficult to crack when it's hull down. This too
100%.
will see changes to its armor to make it easier to counter in such situations.
Okay, so as I was saying, that looks like they've reduced the frontal armor there. You could probably penetrate it with heat. What tanks do we have here? Grill? Is that
to crack when it's hull down? This
Which one
too
fired?
will see
Oh, no.
changes to
So
its
it is the
armor
grill.
to make it easier to counter in such situations.
Yeah, so the grill fired. I think Quickie Baby was saying 330 pen will pen the front armor now, which is sad. I think make the weak spots a little bit weaker, easier to hit. Not too much, but the frontal armor is kind of what this tank was renowned for, right? But if they're going to do that, maybe they'll reduce the interclip reloading time. You don't know. Things you don't know.
The Panzerkampfwagen 7 has been clearly outmatched by many of its heavy counterparts. It'll receive a noticeable improvement to its characteristics and become a tank for all, and not just with a niche appeal.
Haven't played the tank in much. Got it, but I haven't. I think still have not played one game in it. So no comment for me on this one.
The Foch
This one's
V
interesting.
has very high firepower potential, but it rarely manages to fully realize it. The changes should allow this vehicle to truly shine.
I disagree. I think who was it? Yeah, someone was saying that the pen's the same. They're probably going to be improving the gun accuracy on this one and maybe the maneuverability, because your 6 rounds don't always connect, which I think is a good thing, because the last thing you want to do at distance is get clipped and lose all your HP just by one tank. It's not fun to be on the receiving end of a full clip Fox V, right? Maybe the aim time's going to get better.
The game experience is being improved both in battle and in the garage. That's why we are preparing several updates to crew. The perk system will be changed later in this year, but improvements to all-round comfort are coming very soon.
You will no longer have to increase the major qualification level of your crews. It will be replaced by Crew Efficiency Bonus, which will show the effect of things like Brothers in Arms or ventilation. You will be able to move any crew in a suitable tank, immediately unleashing the full potential of its characteristics. When reassigning a crew...
It's a good change. I hate moving tanks and having to pay gold to make my tank usable in a game. This way, you're still usable by the looks of it, and it only affects your perks.
Crew without retraining. You won't get a penalty to vehicle dynamic characteristics. Instead, crew perks will be blocked. After retraining for free or for credits, perks will work but with reduced efficiency until the crew receives enough XP in its new vehicle. This system is much simpler and more...
So it's same but different, whereas perks used to work back then when you're at 80%, but now all your crews 100%, but your perks won't work. So if you've got a lot of perks, that may be beneficial not to spend the money. Yeah, mixed bag about this one.
More player friendly. Another long-awaited event coming up is the Barracks Cleanup. All crew members that don't have enough XP to train their first perk to 100% will be removed from the barracks and compensated for with crew books. These will contain as much XP as the converted tankers had. And don't worry about...
So, one thing I disagree with here, they're only going to compensate you for the perks from that are not 100%. Now, in the old method, you used to be able to, for free, you get a crew that was 50%, and you had to grind up to 100%. You're not getting that grind back. You're only getting the grind from 100% onwards. So, mixed bag of this is one. Is it fair? Yeah, to a degree, and I think I don't know how they would implement that if they knew, if you bought a 50% crew and grind your way up, can you get compensation for that? It'd be hard to implement, but yeah.
Special crew members like celebrities. You will keep them.
A lot of content has appeared in the game over the years, and it's not always clear what you've achieved and what you still have to aim for. The new achievement system will help you with that. Eventually, it will cover many aspects of the game, but at first, it will focus on the most important one, the vehicles.
This new achievement system will be of great help to tankers, both seasoned and new. Initially, there will be several sections. The first will be a record of all your researched vehicles of different types, including rare tanks. The second will show your progress towards researching vehicles in different nations. The third will keep a record of all the customization elements.
So this is good, but I think they need to. So when they're talking about this one here about your tanks, where is it?
Including rare tanks.
Yeah, when they're talking about how many tanks you got of one nation, including rare tanks, I think they should put that on the tech tree. They should put your all the tanks open to display for those nations. That way you got a tick, and you could probably have this on top of that saying you've reached 15 or 25 tanks. I don't know. This is another way of measuring your EPN or showing your EPN to other people.
Second will show your progress towards researching vehicles in different nations. The third will keep a record of all the customization elements you have received and can receive. There will also be a list of in-game trophies you've earned during unique game events. Achievement hunt.
Let me know. Love to know. Do you really care about these achievements? I mean, there are badges at the moment for your research tanks, right? If you got all of one nation, you get a badge. This is another badge that replaces that badge, or is it on top of that badge?
Hunting is fun, but it's even better when you get a reward for it. For some achievements, you'll get valuable items, such as rare dog tags.
Ooh, valuable rare dog tags.
Each achievement point adds to your progress. This will help you evaluate your overall success status and then compare it with your friends.
Yeah, EPN.
We've got more good news for you. A trial period will soon be available for What Plus. You will be able to check out its advantages for free. Gold Reserve, an additional map exclusion slot, free demounting of equipment, intensive crew regimen, and a TS-54 for rent.
Is that a 5-day rental period, 30-day rental trial period? Who knows? I think that's them trying to promote their What Plus. I mean, I got What Plus, don't mind it. Yeah.
Guys, now I want to talk a little bit about the Battle Pass. First news, it's gonna happen. We have actually 3 wonderful Battle Passes prepared for you for this year. First one is actually happening in March. I can't reveal right now what kind of collaboration we are working on, but it will be very, very interesting, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. The next one will be in June, dedicated to D-Day, an 80th anniversary that's actually happening this year.
That'd be cool.
So we will have a dedicated Battle Pass chapter as part of the history, covering a lot of different beats regarding the D-Day or Normandy campaign. And we have a last one towards the end of the year, which I can't tease too much of right now as well. But let me tell you that it's related to a very famous game mode, and we have something really, really good cooking.
I'm going to call it is Battle Royale.
So thank you, and I hope you will enjoy it.
2 new Tier 9 special vehicles will be available in the Battle Pass store.
Well, it's famous. It's a famous game mode, but it's not famous in a World of Tanks game mode, correct? Didn't state it's a famous World of Tanks game mode. It's a famous game mode. Battle Royale, Frontline, all those, PUBG.
The TT-130M is a Czechoslovakian heavy tank with jet boosters. You'll be able to accumulate tokens for it, starting in the first season.
I want this one.
And the new
this one looks awesome.
Reward.
It's got like a 3,000 DPM.
Destroyer with high damage per minute. Start saving up for that in the upcoming season. Now,
so yeah, I'll be saving up for that one.
For everyone. 3 tokens from the collections will be added to the free progression. 1 token for each chapter. Additionally, the prices of all vehicles.
Now, I'm a little bit confused when he's talking about Battle Pass and collaboration in March, as he can't talk about. Now, I know there's a 3-chapter Battle Pass coming that they have. Is there going to be an additional one? Is going to be an additional chapter on top of that with the collaboration? Because, yeah, like the June one we got now, is there going to be an additional Battle Pass? Is that what he's talking about? Or is he talking about the standard Battle Pass? That's my question here. But looks like they've inflated the prices here. 28 ship bits for the TS60, eh? Okay. The TT130M is going to be 30s. Is that right? Oh, wait. Yeah. I'll catch it. I'll see if I can catch it. Oh, missed it. Go back.
To the free progression, 1 token for each chapter.
Yep, go back.
Additionally, the prices of all vehicles will be systematized.
See if I can catch this one.
Starting with
the
next
I got it too. Let's go back.
The prices of all vehicles will be systematized.
There
Starting with the
go.
next.
So this one here, the Char 4, Quickie Baby picked it up, I think, and he's saying that it might be 20 tokens now, not 9 or 10 or 12, whatever it was. I think it was 12, but it might be more tokens now. Ooh.
Next season, you'll be able to earn Battle Pass points in the Tier 4 and 5 vehicles. The store,
Cool.
in
Seal
addition to
Clubbers
crew
can play
members
too.
and 3D styles of the previous seasons, will feature 2D customization.
Yeah. Cool.
That's all for now. Thanks for staying with us. See you in the next episode of Roadmap Highlights.
There we have it. That's it from Wargaming's roadmap. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think of what's coming up. Are they on point with all these changes? Do you think the buffs are going to be worth it, or buffs and nerfs? Nerf hammer's going to be too much for the Super Conq. I'll be a mixed bag about that one. I'll be yes, it's too much. No, it's not enough. But that's me, average tanker. Can't play for shit. Anyway, that's it from me. Like, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. Trying to hit 500 subscribers. I'm almost halfway there, so smash that subscribe button. That's it from me. Chopper.